7 years ago, the original Company of Heroes came out, and it's the highest rated strategy game ever. Now Company of Heroes 2 is with us. I've got Brett here to tell us all about it. Brett, what's the game about this time?
Well, we set the campaign in, well, the whole game is about the Eastern Front, which is obviously one of the bloodiest of the war fronts ever in history. There's a lot of material there to cover. We have introduced the Soviet army, which is the new army that you get to play with. And in our campaign, you do play as the Soviets, and we sort of thread the campaign through from Stalingrad all the way through to Berlin, basically. We follow the story of a soldier who was hurt and becomes like a war reporter, and the sort of dynamics between him and his commissar is sort of the channel for the entire narrative.
Now, I've had a go on the game over in the sort of war room over there. It's pretty detailed. It's got a brand new engine, has it?
It does. Essence Engine 3 is what we used. A lot of technical updates, a lot of new systems that just weren't available at the time. I mean, the game shipped 7 years ago, COH1, but I mean, the work on that started 10 years ago. So you're dealing with, you know, older tech. So as a means to accomplish the things we wanted to do, we had to upgrade the engine as well.
So the engine's actually got a weather system, but it's not just about things looking pretty, like, oh, it's snowy or it's raining or it's windy. It actually affects the gameplay, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah. When you get into matches and the storms roll through, there's a whole new dynamic. One of the players described it best as he thought that it really added value to the scout cars and the half tracks. Yeah. Whereas before, people sometimes question whether or not you should even build them because they might go quick. Now, when a blizzard hits, getting your units inside those will actually save lives. If you leave them exposed to the elements, it dramatically shifts the battlefield.
I've been moving my troops around as well, and you've got a new line of sight system, so it's not just about soldiers having an area they can see around. People can actually be hiding behind buildings and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's called True Sight, and it's again another really big improvement, right? It's things before where you would sort of be tipped off to something that's coming up. Now you could be walking along a street or a road or a path, and there could be walls or bushes or any other obstruction, maybe a structure. But then a tank rolls through it and you realize there's actually like 4 squads of guys coming at you. It's also great for setting up defensive. When you capture a territory, you know, when you position your HMGs and you position your AT guns, they can be none the wiser. Like, the damage is already happening before they can react to it. So the element of surprise is definitely there.
Now, save the best subject till last because it's your favorite. Theatre of War mode, tell us all about that.
Oh yeah, Theatre of War mode is great. It's basically taking a collection of the battles from the Eastern Front that aren't covered in the campaign mode. And you could play several as Germans or several as Russians. You can choose which side you want to play at. What it does is basically kicks you off with a sort of established set of tech already. So you're playing through a historically accurate battle with essentially what you would have had in that situation. So whereas in multiplayer you start sort of bare and you have to tech all the way up, you might already have like one of your infantry buildings and one of your vehicle buildings ready to just start delivering the stock to you right away. And you start with maybe more of your resources. So it's kind of like getting like a game loadout that you jump in and you can get into the mix really fast. So that's why I love it. I love to just get in and start, you know, pulling triggers and dropping bombs and doing all that stuff. So it's my style.
Now, this is running on the PC on DirectX 11, which is the same architecture similar to PS4 and the Xbox One. Yep. Are we going to see this maybe on the next-gen consoles?
I don't think you're going to be finding this one on the consoles. What we do best is the RTS on the PC, so I think it makes sense for us to stay there.
Fair enough. Diplomatic answer there. Brett, thank you very much.
No problem.
Gamesweasel.com